Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late September 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's going on for Scorpio gang here. My gods, talk to us. What do you got for the Scorpios here in mid to late September? And yes, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you could lean into, which is always interesting. I know most Scorpios enjoy that part. But let's get into this, my guides. What do you got for us? Please and thank you. Let's rock. What do we got for the Scorpios? And the deck is being a little specific so far. That's what I like. Okay, the Helping Hands card. This is a softer energy than I was expecting, Scorpio. Okay, especially with like recent readings in different weeks. This could be a very beautiful card of spiritual protection, spiritual guidance, but there's a lot of nuance there. We could be talking about sleep. Maybe someone wants your help. Maybe you need help with something. There's so much happening here in this very simplistic card. Lots of layered energy. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check it out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button, but tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. And finally, just letting everybody know that channel memberships are now open here on this channel. If you're interested in checking it out, check the link in the pinned comment down below to become a channel member. And I'll be doing a very special reading for the channel member since it's the first month. Okay, enough of the promo. Let's get into the reading. I promise that's it. Only tarot and cards from here on. So we see this woman. It looks like she's taking a nap, having a little snooze, and she is surrounded by all those hands. So Spirit might be asking you to take some rest, get some rest, recuperate. You might need some R&R. You might need a vacation when I see that. And generally, Scorpios are very hardworking individuals. So that could be the case. But it's called the Helping Hands card, or that's the name I've given it, because to me, it is all about that spiritual assistance, going through the tough times, recharging the batteries. Maybe you have your guides, spirit team, ancestors helping you through something difficult. This card just tells us that we are not on this path alone. Even though it might feel like it sometimes, we are not alone. We do have help if we need it. Now, I would not be surprised if in the coming days and weeks, somebody approaches you and says, hey, can you give me a hand with this? Can you help me out with this? Can you lend me a few bucks? That could be an energy when this card shows up. So I called it if it happens. Maybe you need some help with something, right? There's nothing wrong with asking for assistance if you need it. And if someone can help you and they do, even better. Let's get into tarot. Obviously, it could be all those things or just one, however it hits for you. And it doesn't make or break the reading. That first card's just a footnote. I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright before we get intuitive with the juicy stuff. So let's shuffle it up one time. And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. Last week's reading, my friends, for us Scorpios, was titled A Big Ending. Okay, now, if there is any sign in the zodiac that is used to endings or can handle them, well, at the very least, it would be the Scorpio collective. We're very good at transmuting those types of energies. Like the whole cycle of death and rebirth, that's like a big thing with people with heavy Scorpio placements like us. So let's see what we have for you this week. Everyone goes through endings from time to time. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. Let's get you 3. What do we got for Scorpio here? Thank you. All right. Yeah, here's some mystery. I mean, the 2 of Swords. I don't feel like it's necessarily confusion. We'll have to see what's up with that, but there is a little bit of unknown here when we get this 2 of Swords. We'll have to talk about it for sure. Let's get you 2 more. So we're starting with a mystery, right? How fun. We have a little mystery on our hands. Let's get 2 more. Thank you. Okay, Page of Cups. Card that could represent you. A card of communication. Someone popping up out of the blue. Someone or something popping up out of the blue. I'm already getting intuitive feelings here, Scorpio, and I didn't even fully get underway yet. Let's get 1 more. A Page of Cups in the center. Interesting. Another page. Okay. We have the Page of Pentacles. So, Scorpio, super intriguing with the way this spread is laid out. I'll say that just by the imagery alone. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, this has me highly intrigued. We have the 2 of Swords, the air, we have water, we have earth. So an interesting mixture of elements we got going on. The 2 pages. So whether this is 2 people, 2 individuals, 2 conversations or talks. The thing that I find very interesting is that we have the mystery here of the 2 of Swords, or the choice, then 2 possible different paths. Notice these pages are looking away from each other as well, so this could be representing 2 different paths. Let's go through this one by one, Scorpio, because this really has the wheels turning. In position number 1, the 2 of Swords, as with all 2s in tarot, they can represent partnerships, choices, decisions, being at a crossroads. And I feel like with the 2 pages, we have the 2. Now we have the 2 pages, the repeating 2s. Spirit could be trying to send you signs, so keep your eyes open in this time. But this card, in its more challenging sense, could represent illusion. It could represent confusion, not knowing why something happened or not knowing the motives of why something happened or elapsed. The 2 of Swords can be indecision, not being able to choose or pick something, which generally isn't a known Scorpio trait. I mean, every human goes through things like that, but usually when a Scorpio makes a decision, the follow through is quite quick. The 2 of Swords is one of my bigger cards of mystery, though. That's one thing I do have to say. So the surprising, the unexpected, the hidden, the secret, it's dark, you know, so we'll really want to clarify that and see what it says. Now, pressing forward into the center, we have a card that could represent us Scorpios right here with the Page of Cups. Okay, pages, they represent youth. Pages could represent many years ago. It could represent the beginning of a new path. I say all pages are students and messengers, and that is true. But when we get one that could be representative of us, it could be speaking about something from the past, especially with the youth angle on it. But this one is more about getting those emotions out and speaking on something. So when we have this unexpected, then double pages, maybe there's certain opportunities or paths that are going to open up to you. Maybe there's going to be people and conversations that come out of nowhere. You might just be connected to another water sign. So Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. So this is going to be intriguing to really take a look at. As with all cup suit cards or court cards, pardon me, they could represent artistic energies. They could represent love. They could represent emotion, romanticism. It's just beautiful type of energy, but it's open dialogue. So I really want to see how all this clarifies. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Page of Pentacles, similar to that Page of Cups, but earth sign energy. So you might be connected to a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. If not, when we see the Page of Pentacles, very similar to this. This one's more of a written message. So like letters, texts, emails, stuff like that. So it could still be communication, but this one is an extreme student, learning a new skill, throwing your energy into something where it takes a lot of brain power to learn and master it. So I find this super intriguing that we have double pages on the back end where they could be representing a couple of different paths that need to be walked, or two possible outcomes, or it could be, you might just be more popular than you normally are in this time. You could have a lot of people hitting you up with all this action, but I want to dive deeper on all of it, Scorpio. Let's jump in and clarify. Especially with the mystery in the beginning. Let's keep it moving here. What do we got for Scorpio, my guides? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Two of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Two of Swords time. Why is that Two of Swords here? Thank you. Emperor in the upright, huh? Taking control of a situation? All right. Whatever surprising things pop up, I will say this. Because the Emperor, although it is the card for Aries, it has some similarities to Scorpio, and I'll let you know why in a minute. And I know because I have Scorpio and Aries placements. But when I see this Emperor underneath this Two of Swords, it is telling me that either one, whatever surprising things pop up, whether it is people coming back around or people coming around or communications or news or opportunities, whatever way it spins, you're going to be able to handle it very well. Okay, so you're going to react to the surprise, the unexpected in a very positive way, controlled way. But for another portion of you, what do we think of with this card? It's a shot caller. This is an authority figure. This is big boss type of energy. So when it's under a card of the unexpected and confusion, this is not struggling with a decision. There might be various people coming to you for advice, even when I see this on the front end, like asking for your opinion, asking for your advice. How would you handle this? How would you handle that? I don't see much phasing you in this time. And even if you're a cross watcher, that could even link into you. But I just feel an energy of someone who feels like they have everything under control, or they will have everything under control. Now, the reason I said the Emperor does link in with Scorpio, in my personal opinion, I might be a little biased, is because Scorpio and Aries are both ruled by Mars, okay? Scorpio is Mars and Pluto, but they're both ruled by the planet Mars, so there are a lot of similarities between Aries and Scorpio, except Aries is an outer action expression, Scorpio's an inner. So this feels okay to me in the beginning, okay? Let's move over to the Page of Cups. Whatever surprise, whatever unexpected, be it people, talks, or situations, I feel like you're going to handle it very well, my friends. You're going to be okay with it. Like, it's really not going to throw you off track. So let's go in on that Page of Cups and see what it has to say. Why is that Page of Cups here for Scorpio? Thank you. I mean, this is another power card for you, even though it's the Hanged Man. You might be biting your tongue about something or reserving your opinion for a moment. Now, I do want to say this. The Hanged Man in the reverse, or in the upright, pardon me, that's another card that could represent Scorpio. It's a card that could sometimes represent Virgo as well, but when I see it, it's reserved, it's laid back, it's pulled back, but it's analyzing. So for a lot of Scorpios, whatever situations, be it surprising or unexpected situations, or even conversations and talks, you might be very methodical in your approach. Okay, if you're not, if you're prone to more outbursts or being a little emotional, sometimes Spirit is asking you to be very methodical in your approach, in how you handle situations and how you handle things and how you talk to people. In the coming days and weeks, it is very important for us Scorpios to be methodical about it. Okay, don't be brash, don't do anything rash, don't do anything spontaneous. Slow and steady, there's no rush, because this Hanged Man has eyes on. This Hanged Man has eyes on everything. It sees the big picture. So maybe there is something you're clocking right now too. Okay, whether it's a person, whether it's a person's behavior, whether it's a situation in general, you might have your eyes on. You might be clocking this and saying, okay, I'm just going to sit back and wait. I'm going to watch this unfold for a minute. Okay, that's just what I'm picking up here, my friends. So let's move over to that Page of Pentacles. Let's see how it turns out. Let me wait a minute. Like, that's a vibe I'm picking up here. Let's see why that Page of Pentacles here. And I do feel for a lot of you, the surprising or unexpected situations, like, you're going to handle them okay, but just don't do anything spontaneous in regards to them. Let's go in on that Page of Pentacles. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. Very interesting reading this week, my friends. So why is this Page of Pentacles in the mix? Thank you. Yeah, all right. We have the King of Wands in reverse underneath this Page of Pentacles. Don't feel disheartened by something in this time. For some Scorpios, you might feel a little disheartened. And I got this interesting feeling. Now, if you're a cross watcher, I'm not coming at you sideways. This could go both ways or whatever way. But I feel like someone setting an example and someone being like, I don't want to say like a cheap replacement or a knockoff, but there might be someone, Scorpio, that is like mirroring you or trying to act like you in some sort of way. That's the oddest message. I don't think I've ever gotten that in a general tarot reading. But when I get this energy on the back end, it feels like a copy of what we have going on here in the front. So maybe for some of you, maybe you need to take the advice of someone else. I'm not going to tell you to copy someone else. That's just an odd energy. Just don't be disheartened in this time. I feel like that's a big thing. We have fire sign energy here again on the back. When we see the King of Wands in reverse, this can also be someone that's a bit of a wild card. This is someone that can't control their energy. Not like this Emperor energy in the front. This individual is not controlling their fire. They're not controlling their energy. So when we're talking about decisions, talking, things like that, I wouldn't be surprised if you have some sort of text or email or communication with somebody where you might be acting reserved and they're just flying off the damn handle here. Okay, so I got a lot of messages there on the back end. Yes, like that, the bootleg and all the other stuff. But whereas all this is calculated, methodical, this one is flying off the handle. So just know, coming days and weeks, whatever situations, talks do pop up, There might be someone that does that just like goes off for whatever reason. So that could be a little warning. Let's go through and do a quick recap because I feel like this is a complex reading. I got a lot of intuitive messages this week. But if you kindly look here in position number 1, we have the Two of Swords with the Emperor, and I gave you my reasons why I do think this links in similarly to Scorpio energy. But the main thing I was feeling here in the front end is regardless of choices or decisions that you need to make, you're going to be good making them. Whatever surprises or unexpected situations or talks pop up, you're going to be very good with handling that in this time. So good that certain individuals around you might be approaching you for advice, like big shot caller type of energy. Very good. Moving to the center, we have the Page of Cups with the Hanged Man in the upright. A little bit more of the same. So whatever is happening, whatever is going on there, Spirit is asking, or you're acting in a reserved manner. Like, let me wait and see. I'm not going to say anything just yet. I'm going to see how this happens. There could be a situation or something that you are clocking right now, that you were watching and that you were analyzing for whatever reason before you say anything, before you approach it. Now we get to the back end. We have this Page of Pentacles with the King of Wands in reverse. Total opposite of what we have going on here in the front. So of course I did give that little feeling I was having that there could be somebody trying to mirror you or act the same way you are in the same approach, and it feels like a bootleg knockoff type of energy. But another thing I was picking up here on the back end was that of somebody not being able to be methodical, not being able to hold something in. So this is somebody that could absolutely fly off the handle. Okay, and if that's the case, I would say stay in this energy that we had here on the front end. Please take a screenshot of that, Scorpio. Let's get you a shadow card. Super interesting reading this week. I like it. Let's see what we got for the Scorpios, please, my guides. And you know I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end, and I feel like it's an interesting thing to do. Whether we're looking at our own shadows, maybe we're looking at some unexpected things. We'll see what's up. It's in the shadows for Scorpio. I feel like it's a healthy thing to do, but then again, I would, right? You know about my astrological placements. Okay, we do have the Magician here. This could be a very good time for energy work for a lot of Scorpios in this time. Any sort of ritual is good for Scorpio in this time as well when we have the Magician. But this is a big card of manifesting and creating. Just know that in this time for a lot of Scorpios, your powers of creation, your powers of manifestation could be heightened, could be turned up an extra level. So it's important for you to really watch your thoughts, what you're focusing your energy on, and what you're focusing your thoughts on when we have the Magician as a shadow card. But once again, what's another thing this Magician could speak about aside from the ritual, aside from the spirituality, aside from the manifesting? This is a card of control. And remember what we've been seeing throughout this week's reading with the Emperor, with the Hanged Man: self-control, being meticulous about things, not going off the handle. That's huge when we have the Magician here. It could also represent somebody that's trying to control you in a roundabout way as well. So keep your eyes open for that. I feel like we have some interesting themes this week, Scorpio. But yes, my friends, that's what I have for you. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. For the September subscriber surprise, I'll be picking 2 lucky winners to win 2 tarot decks completely at random. It will be a winner's choice. So if you want to get the Gilded Tarot, you could go ahead and do that. If you want the Everyday Witches Tarot, that's your choice as well. Any deck under $40 US will be given away. So if you'd like to get your name in for this one, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments which zodiac signs you get along best with. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.